athlete development, the TOPS program, the TOPS training camps, the developmental camps, the JO camps, every camp that has ever existed, Mamas and Pops cheerleading camp, or whatever. There's 52 camps, there are 52 weeks a year, there are camps going on at the ranch. She battled for that coach's education, that program education to better USA Gymnastics. She fought for athlete funding. She fought for coaches. Anybody ever could have. You know, she would never be one that would take the credit for that metamorphosis of that program. She'd always be more comfortable behind the scenes, out of the spotlight, more comfortable providing encouragement, direction, advice, guidance, than ever standing up here and taking bows or standing in front of the membership and taking her due rewards. If one thing ever guided Kathy's approach to dealing with gymnastics, it would be her mother's hat. And I remember this conversation very distinctly in a time where she was kind of guiding me through some frustrating times as a coach. Okay? She stated, when there's any doubt at all, she just puts on her mother's cap. She was telling me to put on my parents' cap, not my mother's cap. And ask the simple question, what would your mother do? What would that athlete's mother do in that situation? How would that athlete's mother want this program to represent her daughter? What would that athlete's mother want this program to do for her daughter? When there was ever any doubt, just put on your mother's cap. And I think that's some advice that could serve us all very well. I know there's a lot of you out there going, she didn't give you that advice soon enough. But I eventually got the message, come on. Four-time Olympic coach Kelly Hill, I called her up and said, can you give me some things you would say about Kathy? And she said this, knowing Kelly Hill and Kathy are quite a lot alike. They just say what it is they're thinking. No person in the history of USA Gymnastics has ever had a greater impact on USA Gymnastics. Kathy Kelly has had a greater impact on the sport of gymnastics than the 4 presidents she served under. I hope none of them are in the room right now.
Word.
She goes on to state that there's nothing in the world that Kathy Kelly could not get accomplished. She empowered coaches. She talked heart to heart with the athletes. She believed in the power of the volunteer. She was always the loudest and the most enthusiastic supporter in the stands, but she never forgot those kids, and I'm a witness to this. Never forgot those kids that felt short of their goal. I never forget the hug she gave Jordan after Jordan didn't make the all-around finals in 2012. Former President Bob Calarasi said, when I asked him, what would you say about Kathy? He said, without a doubt, 2 things come to mind. She always put the athlete first, and she always lived with the motto, if it's the right thing to do, let's do that. What a great motto that is. It's the right thing to do. Why don't we do that? That in a nutshell sums up Kathy Kelly. It's the right thing to do. Let's do that. I know I speak for many when I say I know I'm a better coach from her due to her influence. I know my athletes And your athletes are better athletes because of her influence. I know my club and my lifestyle, indirectly due to her influence on USA Gymnastics, is better because of her. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest honor and privilege, and I was so honored when she called me to ask me to introduce her. One of the greatest people you will ever meet in the world. She's the backbone of USA Gymnastics for the last 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, 2016 Hall of Fame inductee, Mrs. Kathy Kelly.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands, you can beat the car. Yeah. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Yeah. 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 You can go the distance, you can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You can be the hero, you can get the gold, breaking over records they thought never could be broke. Do it for your people, do it for your party. Do it for your country, do it for your name, 'cause there's gonna be a day. Teachers, politicians, be preachers, be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Be a champion. You can be the best. Be a champion. You can beat the world. You can beat the war. You can talk a champion. Banging on his door. You can be a champion. You can be a champion. You can be a master. Don't wait for luck. Dedicate your champion by yourself.
I'm going to get through this without crying, which will be an accomplishment. Dave and Dave and Agassi and Hall of Fame Committee and the Selection Committee and the Region 5 Board. I cannot thank you enough for this honor. I have been very blessed in my life, and I was most blessed when I was given the opportunity to work for USA Gymnastics for the sport that, as they told me at the time, was your fun thing. But it's an incredible blessing, girls. And remember this, to spend your life working for what you love, because then it's not work. Just like you do with your gymnastics. When you go in, I'm not saying it's not hard, but it's not work. It's not the same. It doesn't take its toll. So I've been very blessed that I had the opportunity to work for USA Gymnastics. Most importantly, to work with our unbelievable athletes, and not just the elite athletes or the Olympic team members, but every gymnast. As I finally told the girls, okay, let's just take the WAP. We're not normal, we're better than the rest of them. Because you are. You are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. Because you've already learned all the life skills you know. You just don't know it yet. But soon you'll know what kind of incredible, accomplished citizens you will be. So, to me, that was my driving force. And then to work with all of you guys, the professionals, whether it be a coach or a judge, who are so passionate about the sport, go into the clubs every day, even if you're not making any money, worried about who's going to pay the bill, have a smile on your face when the kids walk through the door, and do your fun thing. So gymnastics is pretty much a disease. And once you catch it, there is no cure. So everybody in the room has that. For anybody that knows me well, knows that my driving force is family. And when I went into the office, they told me I couldn't act like I was from Region 5. And I went, man, that's family. But because I was in a national position, that was a fair thing to do. They told me cheer the same for everybody, but I cannot lie and say that when a Region 5 athlete and coach succeeded, that inside, my heart didn't beat a little bit faster and with a little bit more joy. So now I am back home since I retired in 2012. And by the way, it's a wonderful thing. I encourage all of you who have hit the 60 mark to keep pushing. You're almost there. It's really good. I have 11 grandchildren. So I am busy, but just busy in a different way. I want to thank my children who shared me so generously. My grandchildren, not so much. Yeah. So, and the only other thing I want to say is traveling all over the world, this is a family. Now we have our, broader-based family. You have your immediate family, and then you have the next family, and the cousins, and the Gymnastics is a family. Most importantly, it's, for us right now, tonight, it's Region 5 family. But it's also the United States family. It doesn't matter where you are in what state. If you have a need, you can call up and say, God, do you have any speed bars over there? And can you get them here in 30 minutes? And by God, someone will bring them. And when you travel the world and you compete, as you guys know, on your trips, or you'll find out when you go to Costa Rica, you're going to run into other gymnasts. They'll be like your sisters. And you go, what are you doing all the way over here? But it is a family, and family goes through ups and downs, and good times and bad times. And the common thread that binds us is our love and our similarities. So I ask that you always remember that. Remember that we are a family, and that gymnastics is bigger than any one of us. And strive every day to continue what you're doing. I think you're all amazing, and I am very, very honored to be among you. Thank you.
Oh, and you thought I was done. Before our next inductee would also ask me to introduce her, another great honor. I'd like to thank the regional board and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for recognizing the importance of including our athletes in this whole thing. Sometimes we kind of get caught up in the coaches and because we interact with coaches all the time, but the athletes, present, past athletes that have done so much for our sport, put it on the map, and I want to thank that committee for recognizing them. Next, we have two very deserving athletes who both have transitioned from the club athlete, international status, done very well internationally in gymnastics, to the collegiate student. Some did it backwards. One was a collegiate student, then an international athlete. But you know, still got it done, right? And then into the realm of coaching and giving back to the sport that they are so passionate and love. So they have experienced it all from all angles. The first athlete that we're going to introduce into the 216 Hall of Fame is Annalie. If Gene Pool, if the gene pool had anything to do with her destiny in the sport of gymnastics, I guess she could not have come any better equipped. Mom was a 5-time Chinese national champion and an 84 Olympian. Dad is and was an icon in Chinese gymnastics. We did a trip there in 2005. He had people kissing his rings in the malls. And, you know, they didn't even have to get, they didn't even, I mean, you know, never mind. He was a former world champion in 81 and Olympic medalist himself in 84. Those genes have served Anna very well. Her JO career established a resume that very few people could ever even begin to match. She qualified to 6 JO national championships. She qualified to 5 Region 5 All-Star teams. Okay, and that paved the way to a full-ride scholarship to the UCLA. During her college career, her career hit another gear. And when most people are trying to wind down in college, okay, I'm starting to retire, I'm starting to maybe back off a little bit, she was trying to ramp it up a little bit. At UCLA, she was an 8-time All-American, 4-time regional bar champion, 2-time Pac-10 bar champion, while establishing the reputation of being that person you could count on in competition. In fact, she hit, in her college career, this is a staggering statistic, 112 routines out of 120 in her 4 years of competing. 112 routines out of 120. Now I know why Miss Val really liked her a lot. That's a percentage of 93% hit ratio. That's staggering. And if she didn't have a nickname, I don't know if you had one, but it should be maybe Money. It's not Money. Although her college career ended, she still had a thirst for more gymnastics. And very few in gymnastics history have ever elevated their gymnastics. Very few. O'Heaney did a little bit. Can't name too many more that after college, they actually upped their game, which is just so incredible. After graduation in 2010, she qualified to 2 straight USA national teams in 2011 and 2012. 2011, she was the alternate to the World Championship team, gold medal team in Tokyo. In 2012, she served as the alternate to the gold medal winning team in London. And it was her impact and her leadership was felt on those teams. Okay, the alternate serves a very important role, especially when they have that kind of experience that Anna had, what she could bring to the table. And being a coach on both of those teams, we could really appreciate what she brought into the equation. After retirement, she continues to give back to the sport. She's now part of a coaching staff that is probably easily considered one of the top gymnastics programs in the entire country, Legacy Elite in the Chicago area. Continues to produce top-level athletes. She's a motivational speaker and a brevet judge. You often see her on the floor at championships or classics, so she's giving back to the sport in the area of judging. which is great to have that kind of eye and that kind of detail, being able to sit there and evaluate our up-and-coming athletes. Giving is a part of her being as a club athlete, as a college athlete, as a national team member, and now as a coach, a judge, as a role model. She needs to work on her dad's English a little bit more. It's her only flaw. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2016 Hall of Fame member, Anna Lee.
Earlier when someone mentioned how many years they've been involved with Region 5, I was sitting there trying to calculate because I still feel like I'm really young, but when it came down to it, I was like, wow, it's been, I think, 16 years of being part of Region 5. So thank you so much for having me here. And I think I was about 11 years old when I made it to JO Nationals my first year as a junior A level 10. And I remember getting a green quarter zip-up hoodie that said Region 1 on the chest. I was so scared when I got into the competition venue that day, and once I saw the huge panel of judges, which looked like 20 judges on each side of the events, I actually had tears stream down my face. That was my first level 10 nationals experience, and what I took away from it was remembering it was a big, scary competition to me. A year later after that, it was my second year level 10, and I had made nationals again as a junior A, but for Region 5. Honestly, at the time, I didn't think it was going to be any different, except this time, right after regionals, it was Christmas in April. Region 5 was a whole different experience. We had to go to processing, where I received 10 different types of Region 5 shirts, pants, shorts, skirts, dresses, pajama pants, socks, chapstick, necklaces, nail filing kits, pillowcases, flashlights, bathing suits, Leos, pens, keychains, light-up glasses, backpacks, toiletry bags, small suitcases, medium suitcases, large suitcases, duffel bags, drawstring bags, and even a Region 5 trash can. Just to mention a few of the things. With that being said, there was a big difference from that green quarter zip-up hoodie that I got a year ago. Which I had seen them wearing that same hoodie 3 years after. But anyway, I remember packing everything into that largest Region 5 suitcase and headed to Nationals as a proud Region 5er. When I got to the hotel, there was even more apparel to pick up. And not only that, but I had learned that I got to share a room with 3 of my Nationals teammates. It was such an amazing experience and fun time to have a sleepover with new friends that when it came to competition time, not once was I scared or overwhelmed like it was my first year. How could I be scared walking into the competition arena with my flashy glasses next to the girls who were jumping up and down on the bed next to me the night before? Level 10 Nationals with Region 5 is basically a taste of the college competition experience for the week. Our region is one team, one fun cheering squad, and one family. Learning Region 5 cheers, putting on the tattoos, having matching hair and makeup, walking in all together with light-up glasses, this is the ultimate Region 5 experience. On top of that, we have amazing gymnastics, where we not only have a blast competing, but we win. And that's what it's all about. Not only was making Level 10 Nationals the most exciting experience of my life, but I had soon learned about the All-Star team when my name was announced on that list every year. The fact that Region 5 gives Level 10s the opportunity to travel international for a competition was the most exciting thing ever, and travel the world. Now it's more of a vacation and cultural learning experience, but still, the Region 5 All-Star team is such an incredible accomplishment to make to this day. It's where I make the best memories, even now. Most of the places I've traveled around the world comes from this All-Star trip every year. I was proud to make it as an athlete, and now, the past few years, I'm proud to go as a coach. I believe this year will be my 9th or 10th All-Star trip. The high-tech camps that bring our region together is just another fun place I made many memories as a gymnast. I got to see my teammates from previous nationals and train with them again. I've built strong friendships with the girls from Region 5 and still stay in touch with them now. I went from training with someone in high-tech camp to rooming with her at JO Nationals to rooming with her in El Salvador and all other All-Star trips to actually being best friends and teammates in college. I competed against many different schools in college. In almost every competition, I'd be reunited with a Region 5er. I went to UCLA with 5 Region 5 girls and bumped into a bunch of Region 5 gymnasts along the way at dual competitions. Honestly, the Region 5 girls just have this special connection that's still there, even as we're older. There really isn't any better, stronger, or more supportive region than Region 5. Even as I did 2 rounds of my elite career, I was always still representing our region, and I've always been proud and still am. Now as a coach, I still get to experience the same thing I did as a gymnast, but even more so because I get to help the girls experience it too. Instead of getting ready to compete as a gymnast at Nationals, I'm still in the hair and makeup room, but this time helping 30 girls get their hair ready for competition. But really, I'm more excited to see the familiar faces at every event now, whether it be at high-tech camp, regionals, nationals, or even at the ranch. It's just fun to reunite with fellow Region 5ers. We just get it. There's nothing like being at the National Training Center in Texas, being grouped with another Region 5 coach, and just knowing how to work together, help each other set boards, or even move mats. We just know how it works, and all the other region coaches know how great our region is and have even complimented how well we work together. From athlete to coach to judge, I can tell you that Region 5 really is the best region, and I'm so honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to thank my parents for giving me everything that I've had and have taught me everything that I know as from an athlete and as a coach. My parents have always supported me, and ever since I was younger, I looked up to them. And all my spotting skills are from my dad, not only from him teaching me my first back handspring in the living room when I was 4, but teaching me how to spot double backs on floor and bails on bars and dismounts. So everything that I know about this sport comes from my parents, and they're so humble about everything that they know and have accomplished. I also want to thank the Hall of Fame committee and staff, and thank you, John, for the amazing experience I had as a gymnast and leading us all to so much success. Thank you, Kitty, for the continued success we all experience now, and Jason for the incredible Region 5 media, and all the coaches and people who help organize and support our whole region and all the events. The last thing I'd like to share is I've always been a fighter in my life. There's a couple stories where people have told me that I couldn't do something, and I remember I was the weakest level 9 gymnast possibly ever, and at level 9 nationals I think I fell 5 times, and I remember I overheard my teammate's parents saying, you know, she's never going to make it to level 10, and just hearing that had always driven me, and I was always being this fighter inside and hearing people tell me that I couldn't do something, and so my goal now is just to be an inspirer and try to help all the girls reach their goals. I commonly get asked by people, what's been my favorite experience in my gymnastics career? Well, my answer is I have 3 greatest moments: winning NCAAs, making the world team, and of course being part of the 2012 team in London. However, my favorite experience in gymnastics is being part of Region 5 at JO Nationals and going on the All-Star trip. So thank you, and go Region 5.
This one's a little bit close to home. Our next athlete is Katie Tuft. Catherine and I had the honor and privilege to have her as part of our program for her gymnastics career as a club athlete. You know, every accomplished programmer, every accomplished coach has that special athlete that comes along and basically verifies that everything they're doing might be going in the right direction. And basically, Katie was that athlete for our program. We had dabbled in the elite program for some time before her, but with limited success. And to have her come along, this ball of fire, energetic, bounce off the wall, energizer bunny type kid at 9 years old, we knew we had something special. Some called her energetic when she would bounce off walls. Some called her hyper, maybe a little bit. I called her annoying. But it wasn't long before we basically discovered that it wasn't so much that she was hyper or distracted. It was the fact that she would get her requirements done in half the time that any other athlete would. So we'd be standing there halfway through the rotation with nothing to do. Of course she's going to get in trouble. She would just fly through things. She picked up things so fast. She had a round-off layout series, a very difficult series. Now we'd have 10, 12. She'd be done in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, boom. She wouldn't do a series and walk down to the end of the beam and rub her hands and rub her butt and blah, blah, blah. She would do a series, turn around and go back the other way, the same way. Now it's just back and forth. I'm done. No, you're not. You can't be done. I'm done. Just an amazing athlete. You know, her compulsory career kind of mirrored what Jordan's was. Not a great compulsory athlete. Not one that you would go, whoop, there she is. She's going to make an Olympic team someday, or maybe a Pan Am team. She's going to be an elite athlete. But, we surmised after a little bit in the compulsories that she was just bored with the repetition. Compulsory's bored the snot out of her. I don't want to do another cast, another body wave. I don't want to do that. She wanted to flip, she wanted to twist, she wanted to do the big stuff. And few kids have ever had the combination that I've ever dealt with of incredible balance and spatial awareness. She was basically a cat. No matter how difficult the skill, you can throw her in the air, she's going to land on her feet. And once she got to the optional levels, she just flew. She just flew. She not only, like all accomplished athletes, you can have that ability, but that willingness to use it on a daily basis, that blue-collar work ethic. Okay, I got talent, yeah, but the willingness to use it on a daily basis, obviously that's what separates the best from the best. And she was one of those kids. And this is just a story of one of my favorite things with her, because she picked everything up in one try. You just do that, okay, twist and flip, yep, she did it. We're working a double A full out. Okay, and I'm giving her double A, nice double A. Okay, I want you to pull your hands in and look over your shoulder. She does, looks towards her shoulder, looks towards her shoulder. 2 or 3 days later, I'm going, look over your shoulder, look over your shoulder. She goes, I'm looking over my shoulder. She goes, God, can you just twist? She goes, you want me to twist? I thought you said look over my shoulder. She goes up and goes, double A full out. Wait, you didn't tell me to twist, you said look over my shoulder. That's the kind of athlete she was. Her hop full gainer, probably, I hope Jason has it on video, textbook. Hop full gainer. We're doing progression. She finally just goes, can I just hop all the way around? Like, yeah, do that. So those talented kids make you look good, As a 10-year-old, she qualified Eastern Nationals. As an 11-year-old, she was a JO National Champion. That was at Lee in Baltimore. Yeah, JO National Champion. She jumped right from the JO level right to the elite ranks. We were basically, okay, we got to go to the elite meet now. I remember Steve Nuno, the first time he saw her, because she's an unknown JO kid, he goes, get her, that kid's got it. And Steve Nuno, Shannon Miller's coach, I'm going wrong. What has she got? What is she? I hope I don't get it. Anyway, in 1994, the next year, she won both the American Classic and the U.S. Classic, set the world on fire as a junior, destined to really do well at championships, and then she got this case of severe severs, and we basically hobbled through championships, still made national team. She's all disappointed. Me, I'm happy I have a national team member again. I'm just ecstatic. But I know that meet left a bad taste in her mouth, and it lit a fire, because she was going to jump to the senior level the next year at 95. Jumping in the senior level meant competing against Amanda Borden, J.C. Phelps, Shannon Miller, Christy Powell, Strug. And those are some pretty big guns for little guys to go up and tackle. And so that summer was incredible. And we went to our first senior level meet, I remember out in California, and it's Pan American Game trials. And there's this new little junior that just comes in and just is rock solid. She ended up making the Pan American team, which ended up winning gold down in Mar del Plata, Argentina. Katie qualified for beam finals at Pan American Games and missed the all-around by .025. She actually was fourth, but they only picked that 3 per country. Why do I always get that? That 2 per country rule, 3 per country rule, I get that one. Phenomenal performance there. She just rocked it as the youngest competitor on that team. She's represented the United States, or represented the United States well in a lot of international competitions. The 1993 Catania Cup, her very first. That's on. Somebody just posted that floor routine online recently. And she has this part in the floor routine that she's rehearsing during training, and it's like a bumblebee sound. And she's got this part where she does this to the bumblebee music. She's a little cute kid, but in Italy, that means basically. So the coaches are like, what the? Can't do that in competition. Katie, you know that part right there? You're not going to do that part. Barcelona, Spain, she medaled in the all-around there in the Jacques Bloom Invitational. She was part of the gold medal teams in a couple of the Visa and Hilton challenges, and those were big when we were taking on the Chinese and the Russian, when Hilton and Visa were big sponsors, and we do these kind of quad meet situations. She was obviously a member of that Pan American team in '95. She was a member of the gold medal winning Pac Rim team in '96 in Malaysia. So this girl's got to see the world. And obviously in '96 Olympic test event. And then the '96 Olympic trials, where she was the youngest competitor on the floor. I believe Mosiana was younger than her, but she wasn't on the floor. Katie was the youngest competitor competing at the '96 Olympic trials. She posted the 5th highest optional all-around score in that meet. Too bad we had compulsories at that time. You know, in today's thing, she would have been in the hunt for making that Olympic team. Obviously, that Olympic team was tough to beat, though. First gold medal for USA, 1996. Great squad. But you know, she was hanging with the best in the world as a 14-year-old. So our sights were set on 2000. And those kind of got shut a little bit short with a pretty significant back injury. Compression fracture, impingement, degeneration, you name it, it was a problem. So her elite career kind of took a trip south. And that didn't stop her from doing a pretty good collegiate career. She did remarkable in college on a couple of events, setting MAC records and Central Michigan records at the time, a couple 10-0s on bars. She competed for UMass and Central. And now she continues to give back to that sport. That's kind of etched in her being as the assistant coach of the Iowa State University. So we're kind of proud of that. Send your kids to Iowa State. Katie comes also from pretty good stock. Mom and Dad sitting right there. Some of my best memories in gymnastics have to do with traveling with this family. Whether it was Tom watching me break golf clubs, or Joyce giggling in the bathroom after she had one too many Italian wines. It's fun. We were traveling with Donnie Thompson at the time, and Donnie Thompson asked Katie, "Why is your mom giggling in the bathroom?" She had one too many of these. Anyway, those Italian wines might be a little stronger than the US ones. Anyway, some very fun times. And, you know, they taught her well, Mom and Dad. You know, they taught her about setting goals, and the perseverance thing, and the fighting, and the battling back, the sportsmanship. And one of the very best traits that I think they instilled on her is the trait of appreciation. And I hope all the athletes down here are paying attention. The trait of appreciation. Appreciating what others put into the equation that contributes to your successes. Whether it be your parents, whether it be your siblings, or it be your teammates and friends, whether it be your coaches. Katie was one of those kids that was always appreciative of everybody. And to signify that, she made sure I knew that I wasn't the only one going to introduce her. The other half of our coaching duo played a major role in her development. She wanted Catherine to be included in this. So I'm going to bring Catherine up now, but before I do, I want Katie to know how much I've always appreciated your loyalty and your love. And it's been 20 years, but it's still pretty strong. So thank you.
Try not to cry for once up here, but after that, I'm not sure. My thing used to be writing poems, so that's what I thought of when Katie asked me to say something. So I'll try to do this. My first memory of Kate was a grinning little kid, so cute, and oh so lucky, she was talented to boot. Her curly flip bangs with her strawberry hair blonde, we soon discovered we would fall deeply fond. She was driven and practiced to really achieve, so the result was favorable. She would greatly succeed. She soon was a champion, level 10 national team, captured the all-around, and took first on the beam. She gained new skills and became quite a star, made USA junior team. Little Kate came so far. A gold-winning Pan Am team gave her bling to wear in her USA Leo with her strawberry blonde hair. Let's skip ahead. Olympic trials the next step she prepared and would shine from the first presentation in the event warm-up line. Known for her mount on the beam 4 foot high, round-off layout, flip-flop layout was the mount to try. Signaled by judges, she was all set to go, and this truly happened. John whispered to me, should we pull that mount though? She swung on the bars, her skills she did fine. Full hop fall ginger was a favorite of mine. Successful that day, couldn't have done much better. Performed close to perfect, right down to the letter. An Atlanta alternate she was, but not in our hearts. She was first on our team right from the start. Her successful career, just in a nutshell, but how proud we are of you in case you can't tell. But what is special, and this second mom will say, is the reason we all gather today. Katie's greatest achievements are not medals of gold. It's the woman you see, so let the story be told. A friend for life, a hug every time, no matter what life may throw, a favorite of mine. A caring, so deeply coach, and now wife, our Kate. I thank you for all the moments so great. I'm very honored to bring up Katie Taft to the stage.
14-year-old Katie Taft.
I'm Katie Taft and I live in Grand Rapids, at Trinity, Minnesota.
What I like about her style is her aggressiveness.
Katie Taft, an often overlooked representative on the U.S. national team.
Really impressed with this young lady. She really does go for it. It's nice to see somebody coming from somewhere else, a fresh face and a fresh style.
It's a round-off entry ball, and she went for the layout. Good for her. If I had to pick the gymnast with the best variety of difficulty, I'd have to say Katie. She really has a complete bag of tricks, and she pulls this one out. It's phenomenal. Front with a double twist. You rarely ever see them.
That's the kind of gymnast who will be a champion in the future.
Veteran gymnast after this experience on the run. She's young, she's got a long way to go.
Every event. from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Who was that kid up there? I don't know. I think we talked long enough so we could probably just leave in the party now. I'm just kidding. Wow, blown away by just standing up here on the podium amongst you wonderful young gymnasts, the other Hall of Fame members. It's amazing. To be up here with such prestigious members that are in the Hall of Fame, I don't even feel like I belong in this Hall of Fame. I don't have the same accolades as you guys, and it's awesome, and I feel so honored to be up here and being inducted. It's just incredible. It's amazing. It feels just like yesterday that I was at one of my first training camps, and I guess I was 10, so apparently 25 years ago was just yesterday. But some funny kind of stories I'll just start off with, because we don't need to go on and on and on. We'll be here. I could go on and on about John and Catherine and whatnot, but this may not be appropriate. But anyways, I don't even know where we're at. I think in Illinois we're at a training camp, and we were just getting done with practice, and we get my stuff in the bag, and I'm going through my bag, like, oh my gosh, I'm missing something. And at that moment, I think it was Dan Miller, holds up somebody's underwear, and it's like, who's missing their underwear? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, and I don't even know why I don't have my underwear at the begin with, I don't know. That was like the start off of like, training camps for me. To piggyback on that was where I first learned that John cried at the movie Curly Sue. You swear you didn't, but you did. You did. He does have a soft, tender side. Sorry, John. It was a good movie. Let's see. I have like 2 full pages, single space, so I'll try not to read word, because that's just boring. So, let's see where I'm at here on my page. I'm going to try not to cry. Okay? I want to thank everybody in my Region 5 family, because without you, I wouldn't be up here. I wouldn't be where I am today. You guys are just a supportive, amazing group of athletes, coaches, judges, everybody in the middle. It's just amazing. The community support throughout the region is undeniably the best in the world, and it shows, as you can see in these 2 tables right here, these young women that are just awesome, that I get to watch all the time, which is awesome. So you guys rock. My teammates from Twist Stars and the Twist Stars family is just awesome. Without them, I couldn't have gone through this, and sharing the same desire, having the same dreams, going through the same tough workouts, burnout, conditioning, oh my goodness, becoming sisters in life, and it's just awesome. And I keep in touch with them on Facebook, of course, although I heard Facebook is dead, now it's Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, but I still keep in touch with them, so that's pretty good. So that I really love my Twist Stars family and my teammates. A few stories. To correct John on my series, I made 10 in a minute. Round up, play out loud is just 1 minute, not 2 or 3. So, girls, 10 round up, play out loud in a minute. Challenge you. There are a lot of other memories that I could talk about. I'm going to start off with 92 nationals for level 9. Catherine took us out, it was a whole bunch of us girls, and I was 10. And the rest of the team was 16, 17, so I was like this little annoying pain in the butt, a PETA, as some would say. If you don't know what that is, you can ask later. But so we got stranded in the airport, and we're sitting there, which is nothing to do. I don't even know what airport we're in. Do you remember, Catherine? In Baton Rouge. So we're sitting there, and we're so tired being in the airport, and I lean up this vending machine, and like my hair is straight, right? It's straight, it was even straighter. And I lean up and my ponytail goes right in the dollar bill slot of a vending machine, and I go, and everybody started laughing, and I'm like in tears because I have the most sensitive head. You brush my hair and I'm crying because it hurts so bad. It was just so funny. Same trip, we go to the New Orleans, and we're down on Bourbon Street. I mean, it's okay for a 10-year-old to be there. I guess. And my mom was there. So this little kid is doing a little tap dance, right? Well, doing this thing, and he has this box, and he passes it around, and he gets to me, and there's bottle caps in there. And just so you know, my nickname was the Ditz. So he passes this box, and I look in, and there's bottle caps, and I look in, and I was like, oh, how much are they? And I was like, my mom goes, no, you're supposed to give them money for donation. Like, I'm thinking I gotta buy the bottle cap so I can tap dance too. Ridiculous, but that's one of those ditzy moments. But I want to make sure I thank everybody up here, or that has been involved in my life. I've had a lot of people in my life that have played a huge role in my success and where I'm at right now. And hopefully I don't miss anybody, and if I do, please forgive me. But I want to start out with a couple of coaches from when I was 3 years old and on up. Fig, Kim, Paula, Dawn Hartwig, may you rest in peace. And they took me in at some point throughout my career. Sam Buckhalter, and can't forget Dave Pizarra, my college coach. He took a chance on me when I had some minor injuries, like John would say, my back injuries. And I really did have the best 4 years in college, and it was amazing. College coaches, Kathy Plaga, she's here today, Randy Lane, Jay Ronayne, they have really helped play a big role in my development and college coaching and who I am right now. Next one is a really big one, and hopefully I don't cry, but I will. So I'm starting to, Stephanie and Larry Nassar. I don't know where I would be, where most people in this room would be without him and Stephanie. They were a huge part of my journey in gymnastics. My body was kind of broken up throughout the years. Probably had 10 or so broken ankles and feet, 4 ankle surgeries, a back surgery, a heart surgery, you name it. I probably had it. I got a lot of birth defects. I think I have birth defects sometimes. But Stephanie, she was there from the beginning, really keeping us all together, all of us girls. She was our trainer, back when we actually had trainers. And then you have Larry. I mean, this man is undoubtedly the most selfless man that I know. He will go out of his way to make you better. He will do whatever he can. He does not sleep. He does everything to fix your problems, basically, to make you do what you love of gymnastics, to do that. He just will find an answer for your needs. I lost my place. What? Yes, Ditzy blonde. If I didn't have Larry in my life throughout this process, I don't even know what I would have done. Like I said before, my injuries, the Teft family is kind of known to be accident prone and have a lot of injuries, with the exception of my mom. I think we get it from my dad. So, Stephanie and Larry were there for me through most of my surgeries that I had gone through, except for my last one, which was about 1.5 years ago. Yes, I'm 35, still having surgeries from gymnastics, but if I would have asked them to be there, they would have been there. But that was because it was all the way in Iowa and there in Michigan. So I just want to say thank you. I know they're not here, but I love them and they're the best. Okay, I promise I'm gonna wrap this up, otherwise, once I get a mic, you might not leave, or you'll just leave and leave me here by myself. So I'm gonna save the best for last and hopefully I don't cry, for this coaching world, but John and Catherine, you guys are truly amazing. Two of the best people that I know in the world. Not only are you are my second parents, but you are my inspiration. I would not be the gymnast or the coach that I am today. I don't think I can look at talking. Without your guidance and support, it's just amazing. John, you showed me tough love, but also you did have some compassion, believe it or not. Just kidding. I love you. You have a more gentle side, and you've molded me into the athlete I was, which has transformed into my coaching. Catherine, John's better half. Was the perfect balance for me. That poem that she wrote is what got me through the tough times. I still have a quote that she gave me and wrote something on the back, and I put it up in my office. It's still hanging in my office today. She was my second mom and knew exactly what to do to get the best out of me. So I have one funny story. Well, I have many, but John stole the one about the double out, pull out. That's just funny to me. But you gotta be literal. You can't tell me what to do. So I pride myself on only getting kicked out of the gym once. That's pretty good, but John. So the one time I got kicked out, I think I talked back to him, which I don't normally do, but I'm usually pretty good with that. And he sent me to the locker room and said, think of an apology and you come back out when you think of an apology. So I didn't want to go back out in the gym. So I just sat in the locker room for 20 minutes, and 20 minutes later he's like, do you think of an apology? And I was like, no. And he said, get back in the gym. So of course I had to say sorry and go back in the gym, but I just thought it was funny because that was probably the one time that was pretty bad. I guess there's another one, and he doesn't know this, and this he might get mad, but I mean, a lot of times in our elite days, it was just me and John in the gym. Literally, it was just John and me. No other people in the gym, no parents, nothing. So sometimes you just kind of have to figure out how to work with your coaches. John. So I remember one time I was on the floor and he was yelling at me for something. I don't remember what it was, but giving me corrections. He was getting mad at me for something. And so I figured out a way how to deal with John when he'd yell at me. So I would tumble into the corner and I'd walk 2 more corners and I would just swear at him under my breath on my way back. And it just made me feel better. It made me be able to do that. Don't do that, girls. Don't learn from me. Catherine, I never swore at you. Because I never unleashed Stephanie and Catherine. Stephanie's name for us was, or Catherine's evil twin was Stephanie. I don't know if does she still have an evil twin name as a Stephanie? Yes. Yeah. So I've never unleashed Stephanie. Thank God. So I thought that was funny. He's probably never known that, but it's helped me get through practices sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. I will forever be grateful for John and Catherine and what they've taught me and the qualities that they've instilled in me. I could go on and on about these 2 amazing and remarkable people. Everything I've learned from them has been passed into my coaching style, and I appreciate that so much. I like to say I'm a pretty good beam coach. Catherine, we have the best beam team at camp, in my opinion. And I do love bars, and John's one of the best bar coach in the world, in my opinion. And it's one of my favorite events to coach. I don't coach it very much, but ball, as you can see, was not my forte on that video.
we don't like to go there. But my abilities in the gym and coaching didn't come naturally. It was 100% because of these two people. And let's just give them a round of applause because they're amazing. And as you can see, the other Hall of Fame nominee inductees asked John to speak, and so that speaks volume of him and his coaching in person and as a person as well. I'd like to say thank you to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law for supporting me and encouraging me in my collegiate coaching career, also for raising an amazing and supportive son. On to my family. My sister, Jen, if it wasn't for you starting gymnastics, don't make me cry.
Want me to sing?
Yeah.
That was just a bigger laugh.
Let's make me laugh. If it wasn't for you starting gymnastics in the first place, I wouldn't be where I am today. We probably would be running a bakery somewhere, actually, because let's face it, I love to bake.
Never say never.
Someday. Being that you are almost 9 years older than me, I had to do everything that she did, and I mean everything. So like, I'm this little teeny tot, and she's in high school, and I have to hang out with her and her friends, which she's not all about. I had to watch her do everything, and I wanted to do everything that she did. You're my role model, and I'm so thankful to have the best sister in the world. Okay, it's a tie. I still remember when you and the older girls would like practice on me, I guess. But you know how you lay down and put your feet up and your hands up and they cross and you swing, you flip them over. Well, they would have me doing double backs in the living room. So I don't even know how I didn't hurt myself. Couch cushions, so that's good. But thanks, Torben, I love you. Tim, yes, I know, you should probably be the one up here getting the award because, let's face it, you did at least more than one sport, and I only did one, so my brother just has to give me some crap. But really, you were the one that taught me how to be a tough test. I would watch you attack everything that you did with grit and determination. And you made me want to be better. Believe it or not, I did quit a lot of things. But that was only because I was playing my brother and I couldn't lose. I hated to lose. So, and I can't play a sport with a ball, baseball, basketball. So we played horse and I had one left to get and he'd still beat me. But anyways, thanks him, love you. I could go on and on about my brother and sister. Being the baby, I would study and watch everything they did. I would learn to do what to do and definitely what not to do. I mean, the baby has always got away with everything for a reason, right? I mean, I did walk at 8 months, so that's pretty good. Thank you both for looking after me and supporting me. In my dreams. It was because of you that I was able to accomplish what I did. I want to thank my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law for supporting me throughout mostly my collegiate career, because only David was there for a little bit of my club career, but now into my college roles. Also, I wanted to make sure I thank Lindsay and Justin for being here and supporting me for this. Well, I guess I'm done. I ran out of things here. Just kidding. I'm not done. Don't worry. I still got more in me. I actually a little bit more. I didn't thank my parents yet. So, Mom and Dad, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've taught me and the guidance that you've given me. Mom making me cry all the time. Dad, your strength and determination is instilled in me, and what John said about you guys is so true. And you guys are just the best parents anyone could ever have, and I appreciate everything that you guys have taught me. And thank you for my husband for being there through thick and thin and everything. He never was there for my club days or my college days, but he's been there for my coaching days and has stood by me throughout the whole time. And it's not always easy, but he's been there throughout the whole time. So I just wanted to say thank you again to everybody for this nomination. Thank you for the whole. I'm very honored to be in the Hall of Fame with you two especially. Kathy Kelly, you're just amazing. I just remember from when I was little and Annalie, we just never really competed at the same time, but I remember coaching college and watching you in college, and you're amazing. And I hope that one day you guys can be up here and talking and accepting this award. So I will stop bothering you and boring you and blah, 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 blah. And thank you again.
Now as we come to a close, before everybody goes, all of you that are currently in our Hall of Fame, the Region 5 Hall of Fame, please stand. We have a few people I know that I've seen, John and Catherine, you are both and Todd, all here, please stand. Tommy Maloney is here, Casey Phelps, Peter Bransky, Mary Tracy, Anna Lee, Katie Steph, Minnesota, you are now there, and Kathy Kelly. All of these people are in our Hall of Fame. To see the rest of those that are in the Hall of Fame, we do have our Hall of Fame booklet out in the hall.